I was focusing way too much on the brief rather than thinking about the balance. Something as simple as having an overly sweet dish could be sending me home.
This is a sous vide beef, so I just need to finish it. I just want to sort of sear the outside so it'll be lovely rare on the inside. I've gotten some popping corn in the pan.
Oh.
I've just left some in there for some fun, really, just to keep people on their toes. Bang, bang, bang. I'm joking. I just haven't had time to take them out. I'm worried about other stuff.
10 minutes, come on, let's go.
Yeah, I'm plating already, look at me go. Throughout most of my cooks in the competition, I've had very little time at the end to make my plate look good, and I usually plate in about 1 to 2 minutes, and I can make it look okay, but it's never amazing. And the effort and the work I've put in throughout the whole cook is kind of lost a little bit because it doesn't look as pretty as it could look.
So at 10 minutes to go, I'm really under the pump here. I take the tray out and I put it on the induction hob, which is a huge mistake.
Is it okay?
Yeah, so just the middle, but I'll get away with that.
How those carrots?
I don't think they're gonna go onto the plate.
Okay.
I am absolutely gutted in this moment. I've burnt the carrots, they're smoky, I know I can't use them today, and my heart just drops. I've really screwed this up.
Between the two pieces, I've decided to go with a sous vide fillet because I think it'll be more tender than the other one, and the other one, it's probably a little bit rare. I start thinking I need to put the eggplant on the plate. It doesn't look as good as I was hoping, and I'm panicking a bit, but I just want to put them on the plate and try and make it look as good as I possibly can.
A couple of days ago, I'd gone foraging for my own rock. The inspiration for plating on a rock came from Vaughan, and at Amersfield I see how they serve stuff on the rock, and I thought, wow, if they can do it, I can too. So I got my rock. At this point I feel a slight bit of panic where my rock's done and I just want to have 2 other plates just in case, and I don't know what I'm thinking at this point. I'm like, why are you making 3 plates? Just stick with your rock.
Don't do anything, it looks amazing.
Okay, guys, 1 minute, final touches. Get it on the plate. Come on, 1 minute remaining. Let's go, let's do it. Ten seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Step away from your plates.
Ooh, well done. Wow, wait.
I'm feeling really good after that cook. I'm really excited and happy with myself that I finally have something that looks nice and it's refined. And I'm thinking, hallelujah, it's only taken me like half the damn competition.
I'm feeling very good. This is the first time where I've had a decent amount of time at the end to work on my plating. Giving yourself enough time to plate is so important because you can have a dish with lots of tasty and good elements, but if it doesn't look good, it's not going to be an amazing dish that the judges are going to be wowed by.
Hoping all the flavours are balanced and it works well. I think it should be a tasty dish. It doesn't look great. The time's up. You can't fix it now. So whatever I've got on the plate is hopefully what I need to happen.
Learning to balance new flavours on the fly always proves interesting, but I think I got there. Everything's well seasoned. I think my dish is inventive in many ways. Sort of the spilt chai latte aspect of having that translate into the puree splooshed over the dish. I think that shows creativity, the inventiveness of pairing sort of coffee and chicken. I am ultimately disappointed that the carrots aren't on the dish today. I burnt the living daylights out of them. It would have added another little pop of colour, some height, and ultimately a little bit of sweetness to the dish. So I think things are a little bit out of balance. This is probably the least confident I've ever felt at the end of a cook. I could be going home.
I don't know if I'm going to be eliminated or not. I will never underestimate any of the contestants, especially at this point in the competition. They're all so good. I honestly think that my dish is really good, but I'm not sure if it's enough to get me into top 5.
Alice, welcome. Come on up.
This is probably the first dish where I'm genuinely actually really happy with how it looks. I think it looks beautiful. I think it represents my style of cooking. I think I've finally found that kind of sweet spot between staying true to myself, not being too fine dining, but somewhere in the middle.
Alice, the task today was to invent with coffee. Tell us, what have you come up with?
Today I've been inspired by Vietnam, which is an area that I studied a lot as a student, and I know that they have something called Vietnamese coffee, so I wanted to play on that. Today I've done a Vietnamese coffee cake, so it's a cardamom spiced coffee cake with a soy sauce coffee caramel, and I've also put some sauce throughout the cake as well as on the side to really get that coffee flavour through. I've done a sweetened condensed milk crème pâtissière and some plums as well as a sesame brittle.
Cake though, Alice, do you think that's inventive?
I think that cake can be inventive. Cake is my favourite thing that I love to make, and my career after this, I want it to revolve around cake.
Well, Alice, it is a competition, and now we're at 6.
I'm very aware that this is a competition, and I'm absolutely determined to beat everyone here as much as I like everyone. So it's the truth. So yeah, I have a lot of respect for my competitors, but it is what it is.
I've never seen you so fired up, Alice. I love it.
Yeah.
Or it must be all that caffeine. The sauce has got a beautiful consistency.
Alice, I can easily say that is the best cake that I've eaten this competition so far.
Oh my gosh.
It's just so moist. It's very sweet, but when you have the combination of it with that really bitter coffee sauce, it does bring it together for me. And I think the acidity of that little plum made it work. I think you hit the brief like 100% on this one. Even though it's a cake, I said, don't bring me cakes, and Alice brings me cakes. But hey, you called my bluff, and that was really delicious. Thank you, Alice.
That's awesome. Thanks so much.
I spent lots of time in Vietnam, Alice, and this cake actually brought me back to Vietnam. Let's face it, you're great at making cakes. I can see a cake cookbook. I really can.
Thank you.
With you.
This dish had skill, it had invention, it had courage, it had a story, a beautiful, rich story. Paired with your skill and your confidence, you nailed it.
Good job, Alice.
Thanks, Alice. I'm feeling great. I've never felt this good. I'm so proud of what I made.
So, how was it?
Yeah, they really loved it. Super proud of myself and couldn't be happier.
Welcome, Naomi.
Kia ora koutou.
Kia ora.
I feel confident with my dish today. I feel it's definitely stepped up from the last couple of cooks that I've had in terms of creativity. So I have a venison. I cook the venison in that orange juice. Coffee, cumin, mixed spice, and a fennel and pear slaw with some shiitake mushrooms that are lightly pan-fried in a bit of butter and coffee. Coffee roasted almonds and a parsnip with beetroot puree. Vaughan, you really inspired me with the dishes that you have at Amherstfield. The way you utilised all the different flavours and incorporated them in a way with the story, actually, I was really moved by it.
Let's taste this dish.
So we have a venison loin or backstrap, and we have this fennel and pear slaw with your biological mum's condensed milk dressing. And here's our coffee glaze. Yeah, I can smell the coffee in it, and a bit of orange too.
Naomi, that sauce was really unctuous and thick. The mushrooms really worked well for me. I do feel like it was lacking some balance for me. It was a bit too sweet. The sauce was sweet, the slaw was sweet. It was close, but just a bit too heavy-handed on that sweetness of your sauce and that slaw for me.
One word to really hone in on, Naomi, is balance.
Yep.
So sometimes when you're cooking a dish and you've got an ingredient that you've got to focus on. You've got this beautiful piece of venison that you want to nail the cooking with. Sometimes you can get a bit distracted and want to nail those aspects, but then you sometimes forget about the other basics when it comes to creating a dish and pulling it all together. And one of those basics is really knowing how to balance out flavors. This dish, there are a lot of sweet elements on it. It needs more acidity, more umami put through it just to balance that sweetness out.
The glaze to me is delicious. I just feel like if the coleslaw wasn't on that dish, it would have worked way better for me. But on the positive side, the mushrooms with the coffee almonds are delicious. The venison's cooked great. Thank you very much, Naomi.
Thanks, Naomi.
I was focusing way too much on the brief rather than thinking about the balance. Something as simple as having an overly sweet dish could be sending me home.